Skin bleaching, skin lightening, skin toning, skin brightening. Whatever you may call it, we've all heard of it. Rumors of celebrities lightening their skin, magazines making darker women lighter in photos, or even family members bleaching. But why? If black is beautiful and melanin is poppin', then why is there a global issue with people of darker skin tones putting their life at risk when it comes to their complexion? Self-hate. The term self-hate implies that the person hates themselves, but yet doesn't look at the underlying reasons: insecurities, brainwashing, bullying, history, conditioning, manipulation, society, and the power of the media. Self-hate can be expressed in different ways. Some people may externalize their self-hatred and hate anyone that looks like them or reminds them of themselves. Some people may internalize self-hatred by changing their appearance. But what is the main cause of this self-hate? Black women have been taught that their features don't fit with mainstream beauty standards. Well, at least not on black women. Those features may be beautiful on lighter-skinned women or white women, but just not on dark skin. But the question is, who taught you to hate your skin?
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. You should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you?
You may not even realize, but this self-hate is part of a large-scale conditioning, a much bigger plan. Sometimes you may hear black men and even people of other races make claims that black women hate themselves. They'll say things like, "You hate yourself. That's why you wear hair from other races on your head. That's why you bleach." Or, "That's why you're trying to look like a white woman." I'm pretty sure some of these sound familiar, but many people never take into consideration the reasons why. Think of the last statement I made when I said, "That's why you're trying to look like a white woman." Trying to look like a white woman, a European woman, a European, which leads me to the European beauty standards. The European standards of beauty emphasize skin color and hair types that exclude black women of darker skin. Now, it might make sense that white people would create their own beauty ideals that represents what they see as beautiful within their own race of women. But why would they then feel the need to force these same beauty standards on African women and other highly melanated women? What could Europeans gain by forcing these beauty standards on black women? Why would a group of people teach another group of people to hate themselves? Think of it like this. If you love yourself and are secure in yourself, you wouldn't be affected by other people, what they do, or how they look. But if you yourself had self-esteem issues, were envious and jealous, then of course you may want other people to hate themselves, just so you feel better about yourself. Think of the European beauty standards as a jealous, bitter old woman. She has low self-esteem. She hates what she sees. She's jealous and angry. She'll go as far as disfiguring someone who is prettier than she is. And in order for her to feel good, she needs everyone else to feel ugly. But where did this manipulation all start? If we look at slavery and stories of enslaved black women being forced to wrap their hair by demand of the slave master's wife, why would the slave master's wife force the African women to hide their thick, tightly curled, full hair, unless they were jealous? Or what if they saw how the white man would lust after black women? Could the European beauty standard have been created to make white women feel better about themselves? During slavery, whether it be the transatlantic slave trade or the Arab slave trade, we were taught to hate ourselves, our features, our skin, our hair, and even our culture. Although slavery is over, to an extent, we're still being taught to hate ourselves by our family, our friends, our community, the media, TV, magazines, and social media. The media now not only wants us to hate ourselves, but also pushes their products on us. You're ugly, but if you buy our products, you'll be beautiful. But at what cost? Is it just a case of $20, £20, or €20 for a jar of beauty? But with this so-called beauty comes all sorts of health implications. Kidney damage, hair loss, damage to the nervous system, skin rashes, hyperpigmentation, permanent scarring, a reduction in the skin's resistance to infections, and even death. Strange how these products are stacked openly in the beauty aisle rather than the toxic chemical section. For one moment, imagine you had a very long nose, and you were constantly told that you were ugly because of your nose. People would tell you that if you had a different nose, you'd be more attractive. And every day you see commercials or products telling you you could have a shorter nose. And if you had a shorter nose, you'd be accepted, you'd be attractive, you'd stop being bullied, ridiculed, and disrespected. You're being told that you no longer have to be in mental pain. Now imagine if you have dark skin, and you're told that you're ugly because of your complexion, or you'd be prettier if you were lighter. Or how about when some black men try to mask their dislike of dark skin by saying that they have a preference for light-skinned women? Could you blame someone for simply wanting to be accepted, be seen as beautiful, and to feel wanted by their own people? Remember I said that the European beauty standard was part of a bigger plan. It's part of their own insecurity. Destroy and steal everyone else's culture so that you feel better about your own lack of culture. Tell everyone that they are ugly and you are beautiful so that everyone else tries to emulate you, simply so you feel better about yourself. In order for the Europeans to successfully enslave African people, they had to justify their actions by making claims that they were the superior race, the most intelligent, the most beautiful, and even godly. To confirm their delusions, they had to place dark-skinned Africans at the bottom of every totem pole. They assigned negative connotations to the words black and African. European scientists even started studies to look for evidence that to be white was superior and to be black or dark was inferior. The IQ tests, cranial measurements, comparing college-graduated westernized Caucasians to indigenous African people without European academic backgrounds, just to prove their theories. This justified their need to colonize Africa and enslave other humans. They told the world that they were doing us all a favor. Lucky us. We've all heard of the Willie Lynch letter. In a nutshell, it talks about pitting dark-skinned and light-skinned slaves against each other. Now, whether you believe the Willie Lynch letter to be real or not, the concept is very real and has definitely been in effect. During slavery and colonialism, the Europeans would tell the lighter-skinned Africans that they were more beautiful and intelligent than their darker-skinned counterparts. They would place lighter-skinned and biracial slaves to work in the house. Now you have division, envy, and hatred. The European would use the Bible to make claims that if you were black, you were evil or an abomination to God, whilst being white was as close to heavenly as possible. White people would constantly tell black people that they weren't even human and they had no souls. Although some people will continue to say, but slavery is over or colonialism is over in certain parts of the world. But the reality is the psychological effects were never dealt with. The scars were never allowed to heal. As slavery was abolished, a new form of slavery was introduced, the slavery of the media, the mind. After centuries of conditioning, brainwashing, and media programming, white skin and features were seen as the epitome of beauty. There were ads and commercials that showed black people washing their hands to reveal white skin, or white women washing black babies till they became white. This continuous targeting of black people made black people believe that there was something wrong with them. They used to portray blackness as an illness, a health condition that could be remedied with these products. Could you imagine how many impressionable minds were affected by this? Whiteness was the ideal. It was something to aspire to. And if you could somehow find a way to be close to white as possible, well, then you were now moving up in society. White or light skin represented beauty and status. The lighter you were, the more money you had. Children of lighter skin would be complimented by their dark-skinned parents and told how beautiful they are. The dark-skinned children started to have complexes based on their skin. They would question why they would never receive compliments about their beauty or their skin tone. And in some cases, the darker child may be told, you're pretty or beautiful, even though you have dark skin. Children are taught from an early age that their dark skin is a hindrance. You may be aware of the doll test.
Can you show me the doll that you like best or that you'd like to play with?
This one. I like that one.
Okay.
This one.
That one?
This one. I like to play with this.
And can you show me the doll that is the nice doll? And why is that the nice doll?
He's white.
And can you show me the doll that looks bad? Okay. And can you give... And why does that look bad?
Because it's black.
And why do you think that's a nice doll?
Because she's white.
And can you give me the doll that looks like you?
The media plays a huge role in how we see the world and also how we see ourselves. Type black men into Google Images and you'll see an array of dark-skinned, highly melanated black men. Very few light-skinned or even mixed-looking men. Black men are definitely represented. But type in black women into Google Images and you'll see a mixture of brown-skinned, light-skinned, mixed, and dark-skinned women, even some near white-looking women. Now type in beautiful women and see the search results. Or how about the phrase, "What is beauty?" Many people attack those who bleach or lighten their skin without actually taking into consideration the cause and effect. Do these people hate themselves, or have they been conditioned to not see their own beauty? Have they even been given much of a chance in the first place? Imagine a world where every image of beauty was that of a black woman, and every image to represent the word ugly or negativity was the image of a white woman. Imagine every time you typed in the word thug, an image of a white person came up. And every time you typed in the image successful, an image of a black person came up. Some people may say, well, they just need to see themselves as beautiful and not let the media affect them. But is it really that simple? Let's look up body dysmorphia. Body dysmorphic disorder, or BDD, occasionally still called dysmorphophobia, is a mental disorder characterized by the obsessive idea that some aspects of one's own body part or appearance is severely flawed and warrants exceptional measures to hide or fix their dysmorphic part on their person. In short, no matter the reality, whenever that person looks in the mirror, they will always see something that they deem hideous or ugly to themselves. No matter what they do, no matter how many times they change it, no matter if they bleach or have cosmetic surgery. My belief is that many black people who bleach or change their facial features to fit with white media suffer from a form of ethnic body dysmorphia. They are continuously bombarded with images of white beauty and anti-blackness, that they can't ever see themselves as beautiful. I'd like to highlight Michael Jackson's nose as an example. It has been documented that Michael Jackson underwent numerous procedures on his nose to obtain an ideal look that he was searching for, a look that in essence he could never obtain, because he himself would always see the same nose he started with, no matter how much it changed. The same nose that he was ridiculed for having by his own father. He was bullied and conditioned so much as a child that he would never be able to see the beauty in his own features. I also want to note that I am not relating Michael Jackson to skin bleaching, as it also has been documented that Michael Jackson suffered from a skin condition known as vitiligo, which causes the sufferer to lose pigmentation on their skin due to a lack of melanin production. Body dysmorphic disorder exists within the black psyche because of the effects of forced cultural assimilation and the internalizing of racist ideologies that have been pushed and forced on black people. I truly believe that skin bleaching and the alteration of our features is a mental health issue that stems from centuries of conditioning and white inferiority propaganda and media. Most people will never look at skin lightening as a mental illness, as their first thought is that it is due to vanity. Therefore, this mental disorder goes unnoticed and untreated. Body dysmorphia is a psychological disorder where the sufferer is obsessed with a perceived deformity of some physical characteristic, usually centering around skin, facial features, or some other specific body part. Studies state that body dysmorphic disorder is more common in people whose biological family members also have the condition, indicating that there may be at least one gene associated with this disorder, which supports the idea that this form of self-hate has been passed down from generation to generation by not only just media influence and brainwashing, but also genetically. Of course, your environment and life experiences will contribute to body dysmorphic disorder, especially if they involve negative experiences about your body or self-image. But within the context of people of the African diaspora and assimilative behavior, it is clear that these behaviors are related and should be looked at as a collective mental illness, especially when there are people that will bleach their baby's skin shortly after birth. But does this issue affect women only? No. I remember a few years ago watching a documentary based in Jamaica about the skin bleaching epidemic. Although the majority of the people on the documentary were women, there were also a few men that regularly bleached their skin, but dismissed this practice as merely a fashion trend. I remember quite vividly one guy saying, "Some days I want to be dark, and some days I want to be light. It's no big deal. It's just fashion." As though bleaching your skin was akin to wearing a coat, a hat, or even wearing makeup. We could list famous men such as Sammy Sosa or Vybz Kartel and lots more who have all bleached their skin. Vybz Kartel claimed the only reason he started bleaching his skin was so that his tattoos would stand out and be more visible. Vybz Kartel even launched his own range of skin lightening creams. I read a long time ago that a man's value increases with age, whilst a woman's value decreases with age, based on beauty and power. In a patriarchal society, women's value is based on their looks, whilst a man's value is based on his success or power rather than his physical appearance. This might explain why more women are affected by the issue of skin bleaching than men. Women are judged much more harshly based on their looks than men are. These men may still have the same form of body dysmorphia, but their self-hate may be more externalized than internalized. So they may try to obtain what they deem as success to overcompensate for what they feel is unattractive or even date a non-black woman. This skin bleaching epidemic is a global issue, whether it be in the Caribbean, Latin America, Africa, the United States, Canada, or even Asia. Many Latinos or Hispanics will claim that race and the color or darkness of your skin is not an issue in Latin American countries. But this is a lie. Blanqueamiento or mejor de la raza is the practice of dating, marrying, and producing offspring with lighter or white Hispanics instead of black Hispanics. Mejor de la raza, which translates to bettering the race, teaches children that dark skin is not good enough, and you must date outside of your race to create something beautiful or better. As a person of Jamaican and Puerto Rican parentage, one of the things that stood out to me when visiting either one of these islands was within the stores that sold skin bleaching creams, many of these products were sold by Asians. Asian people selling black people products to look like white people. But how dangerous is skin bleaching? Many times we read about side effects and the possibilities. But what is the likelihood of these side effects actually coming to fruition? Skin bleaching can lead to serious skin and health conditions, which include thinning of the skin, redness, and intense irritation, dark gray spots, skin cancer, acne, osteoporosis, neurological and kidney damage due to a high level of mercury used in the creams, psychiatric disorders, asthma, liver damage, and severe birth defects in children born to mothers who have bleached. Skin bleaching can indeed lead to death. The likelihood of somebody bleaching their skin, suffering with one of these side effects, is a guarantee. So how do we counteract this mental disorder? Firstly, I believe that we must create our own beauty standards. Push and continue to push that black beauty in all forms is incredible and beautiful. DDS magazine is a great start. It shows young black girls and black women that dark skin is beautiful. It shows images of women that look like you. I am a great believer of positive reinforcement. It took a process of hate to create this mental disorder, and it will take a process of love to reverse this problem. Knowledge and information about this issue is a necessity. The more you know, the better you are armed at dealing with this problem. It's not a case of attacking or shaming people that bleach their skin. I hate when people judge people who bleach their skin without taking into account colonialism and the impact of European beauty standards on melanated people. People who bleach should be seen for what they are, victims of brainwashing, mental conditioning, and psychological trauma. The action to bleach is also caused as a response to those who insist on upholding European beauty standards and mindsets. The practice of colorism and colorist beauty standards negatively impact the lives of dark-skinned women in particular. People simply want to be accepted. It's human to want to be seen as beautiful. People that bleach are victims of colonialism and colorism. The act of skin bleaching is a symptom of a distorted beauty image created by Europeans. Those that bleach are not the cause of the problem, but in fact, victims of a disease. We don't chastise sufferers of mental health, so why would we chastise people that bleach? I don't think they should be shamed for their actions, reactions, and response. Instead, they need understanding and to be taught and shown that dark skin is beautiful. They need understanding and for the message to be spread far and wide that yes, deep melanin is beautiful, precious, and fine in all its glory. I've placed a link in the description to a video called Dear Dark Skin Girl. I would appreciate it if everyone was to share this video. Peace, love, and coconut oil.
Show me the ugly child. Show me the good-looking child.
I don't like to be called black because I'm not black.
Skin color amongst the black community is a huge issue.
Our sisters are trying to lighten themselves.
I took my color after my father, and I used to hate him because of it.
Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at angel_IKYG. If you like the video, make sure to share and definitely don't forget to subscribe. Click that bell so that you always get notifications whenever I post a video and you never miss an update. While you're there, make sure to subscribe to my backup page. Also, check out my website, www.ikyg.com. Check out any projects that I might have going on, coaching sessions, Angel's Thoughts, Angel's videos, any events that might be happening. Make sure to utilize the Black Money section of the website. Advertise your business absolutely free to people that look like you, free forever. And also, check out the shop part of the site for any IKYG clothing. If you don't see clothing in your size, don't worry. Just contact us via the site and we'll arrange it just for you. And as always, all the links will be in the description. Peace, love, and coconut oil.